have something to say to you. All of you. The day you came into the orphanage, you saved my life, and I will never, ever forget that. Even when I leave here.
Are you going somewhere?
Well, say it, Ben. Whatever it is, just get it out.
Ed Stapleton, the man that sent the chair, offered me a job with his company in the sales division. It's not a very big job. I know that I can work myself up.
I think we need some more sweet potatoes.
Helen, I don't think you understand.
I hate you right now, talking to me about babies and rings and all the time knowing you were going.
I didn't know until tonight.
Well, you must have been thinking about it. Why didn't you say something to me?
Because I was hoping I was going to change my mind. I didn't want to hurt you. I love you very much.
Then take me with you.
I can't.
Why not?
Because I'm starting low out there. I'm at the bottom rung of the ladder. And I don't even have to get enough to get myself by.
Do you think that matters to me? I don't mind sacrificing.
I know I mind that you sacrifice. I'll call you as soon as I'm ready, I promise.
When?
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 When we can live the way I want to live, with nice clothes and a nice car and a nice house. When we walk down the street, Helen, they're going to say, there go the Slades. It's going to mean something. We're going to be somebody. I want to be somebody.
Success. I guess that means just about everything to you.
Are you rested now?
I will be after a good night's sleep. But to tell you the truth, I'm not sure I'm not sleeping now.
Now, what does that make me?
The word that comes to mind, nightmare. You'll forgive me if I don't say thank you very much when you leave.
Leave? You really are something. Did you think our trip was over, that I'd let you off so easily? A lifetime, Mr. Slade. A million moments of giving, taking, fighting, losing. Each moment a decision. Each decision affecting others. Each to be accounted for.
Each.
We keep very careful inventory, as you do.
Bonds up until 9 o'clock this evening. It's $24,150. The booths will be open till midnight, so let's try and reach our goal of $25,000.
Miss Brewster! Miss Brewster, I have in my hand $850. You've reached $25,000.
Looking well, Ben.
Well, I can certainly return the compliment.
Oh, money cliff.
Thank you.
Come over here, all right, love.
You know, it's amazing. I thought about everything that I was going to say to you when I first saw you. And all I can come up with is Tandy.
My dog?
You wrote that he was in a terrible accident. Did he recover?
Oh, yes, perfectly. That was 4 years ago, Ben.
I really am sorry.
No need to be. I'm not even sure who stopped writing first.
Ben, very nice to see you.
Mr. Brewster.
Well, you're certainly looking yet older, I know, but no wiser. I've had 2 heart attacks, and I still haven't the sense to quit.
They were mild and gentle.
All right.
You know, there's a way of taking it easy and still staying in business.
Oh, we're easing up, all right, Ben. The men are going off to war, and their families are spending their money on bombs. There's not that much left over for furniture.
It doesn't matter nowadays. There's a brand new way of selling. It even works on people who don't have the price.
What's it called? St. Patrick's Miracle?
Time payment.
Time, Ben. That's very interesting. It's nice to see you.
You happy, Ben?
Oh, success is a wonderful feeling. People can smell it. They sense it. Especially when you're on the move. On the rise. That's why I'm leaving the Stapleton firm.
I thought you were doing so well there.
I was. Until I ran smack into the Stapleton nephews. They were saying, you know, you don't move any further unless you're rated. So I'll find another mountain to climb.
Here in Concord?
It's very possible. I'd love to see you home.
All right.
Mr. Slade. Jack Latham, Investments in Real Estate.
How do you do, sir?
I was interested in what you were saying before about that new way of selling. Could we talk sometime?
I look forward to the opportunity. I was told that you'd be here at this party.
Come see me just after Christmas.
I'll check my calendar. Thank you.
Yep, that's me. I always moved in when the moving was good. I could always smell a good business deal.
So could Latham. Look where he ended up.
There it is. Sometimes I find myself daydreaming about...
Ben, there's something I want to say to you. You keep saying how nothing's changed and everything's the same. Well, we're not the same. We have changed. And if you stay, we're gonna have to get to know each other all over again.
I totally agree with you. And as a matter of fact, I think we could start right now.
What's that?
A lathe.
It is. But nobody's supposed to be in there.
All right. All right, you stay right here. I'll be right back.
I'm going with you.
Helen, please.
I'm going with you, Ben.
See, everything is still the same.
Hold your ground.
Ben Slade?
Good evening, Sam.
Must be 10 years at least. He scared me to death.
You're not the only one. What are you doing so late here on a Christmas Eve?
Just catching up on a bit of work.
Does my father know you're here?
Oh, he'd never allow it. But has to be done now that half the people are gone.
I appreciate what you're doing, Sam, but I want you to stop right now and go home to your family.
Yes, and I agree.
Just 15 minutes more. I promise.
You're too good to us, Sam.
You need a hand.
For a couple of table legs? Get out of here.
Very good to see you.
Good night, Sam.
Bye, Ben. Bye, Helen.
Merry Christmas, Sam.
Charlie, call the Boscow and Son Cook Brigades. We need help. Right away.
Let me go. Let me go. Oh, my God.
Sorry, Mr. Brister. Lucky your man came out alive.
What? There was someone in there?
Sam Perkins. He'll be all right. Minor burns. We took him to the hospital.
Was he? What?
The poor man, he doesn't deserve it.
You're looking a little pale, Mr. Slade. Something wrong?
Take me back to my warehouse. I don't want to see any more.
You're going to have to, just the same.
I'll get those figures written up for you as soon as possible, then, Jack.
Oh, there's no hurry.
Well, there is for me.
Ben.
I'm very sorry to hear what happened.
Well, I'm such a smart businessman, Ben, that I went and let the insurance policy lapse. Can you believe that? Well, we'll get the old place rebuilt again someday with luck and help of good friends.
Take care of yourself, you hear?
Always, always.
Come on in.
Nice to see you.
May I help you?
Thanks.
Are you all right?
Yes, yes. Yes, I'm fine.
Time payment, you called it?
That or the installment plan. Customer makes a down payment of maybe 10%. Goes home with the product. Pays it off a little each month plus interest for about a year or two. By the time he's finished, you've got 150% of the purchase price.
What happens if he can't make the payments?
If he's working, you attach a salary. If not, repossess it, take it back, sell it again. It's not unheard of that you can get 200% of the list price.
I like it. Well, that don't mean I'm going to invest. A scheme like that takes a lot of capital.
And everyone knows that you are the most powerful money man in these parts, sir.
Yeah, that's just the trouble. My money's spread all over the place. Everyone making demands. Take old man Brewster. Banks turned him down, so he came to me. Wants $100,000 to rebuild his shop, maybe more later. Can't do that and finance your scheme, too.
If I might make a point, sir. Mr. Brewster is a wonderful man, and I owe him a lot. But he's been doing the same thing for 40 years. He won't even look at a new idea. And I sincerely believe that he wasn't doing that well before his loss.
Told me he was climbing back.
Not to overstep my bounds, but if it were my money to invest, and I had the choice between a rigid old and the innovative new, there would be no contest.
I shall not want. You maketh me to lie down and weep my soul. Restores my soul. Leadeth me in paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death,
fair, Helen. I didn't make that decision. Latham did. I wouldn't hurt your father for all the money in the world. If I am lying, then let my eternal soul be damned. I didn't kill your father. I didn't, Helen.
Come in, Mr. Slade, come in.
Oh, you better put that down. You break it, you'll hear from me. Get off there. Get off there. You're wasting your time, Jessup. This isn't going to work.
Christmas has worked for 2,000 years. It's working now.
I suppose you're going to tell me that you're some great spirit of the Christmas present.
You do have an interesting way of putting things.
Yes, well, then you put it right out of your mind. Because I don't know how you got in here, but you're not going to leave with my piano, repossessed by court order. It belonged to me.
Then you're entitled to the music you like best. Do you have any favorite selections?
Yes, I do. My privacy, which I shall enforce by calling the police. I'm going to close my eyes for 15 seconds, and when I open them, you best be gone. Imagination.
God rest ye merry gentlemen, let nothing you dismay. Remember Christ our Savior.
You can't block out the Christmas spirit. It's everywhere.
What do you want from me?
Only to share this beautiful holiday with you, as someone else might have done.
Someone else? That child looks so familiar. No, it's impossible.
She should look familiar, Mr. Slade, like mother, like daughter, they say.
That's Helen's child. We're in Helen's house?
You never kept track of it, did you? She married a pharmacist. Very happy, too, as you can see for yourself.
healthier than ever.
A woman fulfilled is always beautiful. Come, Mr. Slade, it's a private moment for them.
I could have had a child like that. If only things were different.
If that word can be found on dry river beds and on trails long overgrown by weeds, what's more important are the paths we follow now.
I know this place. I've never been here before. Why does it look so familiar?
A picture, maybe?
On my office wall, my employee over his desk.
Your former employee, remember?
He deserved to be fired. Disagrees with everything I do. Conspires with others to pull money out of me. Who needs someone like that around?
There are 3 in here who do.
Mom, Dad, please tell us what's wrong.
Nothing's wrong, dear.
I know you don't want us to feel bad, but we're just trying to guess. We make up all kinds of things.
My goodness, can't your father and I have a secret without the world coming to an end?
To radio station WBZ in Boston. We continue now our concert of marches for this Christmas Eve.
I lost my job today.
Is that all? We thought it was something worse. That you killed somebody with an axe and were going to be hung.
There's someone I'd like to kill with an axe.
Now, you don't mean that, Doris.
You'll get another job, won't you, Daddy?
Yes, I will, of course. Eventually. As a matter of fact, I happen to be considering one at the very moment.
What is it?
I have been offered the job of exalted Grand Master of the Barnum Bailey Circus. My only problem is, do I take it?
Yes!
Yes, my very sentiments exactly. Ladies and gentlemen, the Barnum Bailey Circus presents the Flying Adventures. Bring on the tigers, roar! Some voice of the maestro. Bring on the zebras!
Yay! If you don't get another job, will we starve to death? Hey, sir, I bet I can beat you in Chinese checkers. Bet you can't.
The boy, was he in an accident?
If it were only that.
I suppose the trip for Jonathan's out of the question now.
Australia on $128?
Supposing we sold the house and the furniture and everything.
There's no market for houses. The furniture gets as far as Columbus, Ohio.
Does it have to be Australia? Maybe there's some other place that...
You heard the doctor. Only one clinic offers any real hope, Sister Kenny's. Her new way of stimulating the muscles gets them going again so that children like Jonathan can lead out their normal lives.
Well, then Australia it'll be. You'll find... Jonathan, are you all right?
I'm okay.
He gets out of breath so easily. You'll find some work, maybe in Boston, and so will I. If we work night and day, he'll have that trip.
There's something I must know.
What's that?
Their little boy. Does he live or die?
Is that important to you?
Yes, it's important.
The future's a tricky place, full of shadows, shifting and changing as present realities do.
Do you see these shadows?
As well as most and better than some.
And what do they say to you?
Next Christmas, I see a pair of crutches in the corner, carefully preserved. At this table, family, mother, father, little girl. Between them is an empty chair.
Idea, Thatcher. I just didn't know.
Vaccine will soon wipe out the dread disease of polio, once known as infantile paralysis. Congratulatory messages have flooded in from around the...
Box you'd never replace the Victrola, that's for sure.
And who will replace you, Mr. Slade?
Hold your ground. Hold your ground. You can have the radio back. It's okay. Take it back to the farm, free of charge.
Do I look like a farmer to you?
No. No. No, you are modern.
Modern?
More than modern. More than modern. Future.
You're the spirit of Christmas future?
You know, I don't think you really believe it.
I do. Indeed, I do.
You'd better, Mr. Slade.
Yes, I do.
The future is coming whether you like it or not. The distant future. And a future much closer to you.
Where are you going?
Items 27A and B. Bronze bookends. Just feel the weight of those. They're beauties. What am I bid? Who's going to give me $2 to start?
15 cents.
15 cents. I got 15 cents here.
25.
25 is the bid.
30.
30 cents. 30
40.
cents. Any advance on 40 cents is my bid here. For these bronze bookends. 40 cents.
50.
50 cents.
55.
55. Do I hear 60? Do I hear 65?
I beg your pardon. Who are all of these people, and what are you doing on my property?
It's all quite legal, I assure you.
$1 once. $1 twice. Beyond $1, sold for $1.
You're selling them very cheap. Those bookends are worth $3.95.
Well, he's got to get rid of everything. Sheriff's orders.
Oh, there's a nice bed made of pure mahogany with a box spring and a mattress, 2 suits of clothes size 40, 5 shirts, 6 ties, 3 pairs of shoes, a tie clasp, cufflinks, and a money clip. And what a money clip. What am I bid for the lot?
Are they crazy? This is quality merchandise. Very much like my own possessions. I bid $500, not a penny less.
He can't hear you.
$1,000 worth every bit.
No bids.
Bid 10 cents for the lot.
Bit high, isn't it?
I find this very distasteful.
It gets no better, Mr. Slade.
Who do you think this person is?
You can't guess?
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention, please. I've saved one final item for this moment. What am I bid for this? Huh? $50. $50. I have $50 once. Any advance of $50? $75. $75. That's the way to go. That's up to $75 now. We have an $85 bid for the lady. $100 is bid.
Now, these prices are beginning to make sense.
$100 once. $100 twice. Any more? Sold for $100.
What are you, crazy? Shut up! That's me! Shut up! What do you think you people are doing to me? My portrait! What do you say? How can you do that? Get me out of here! Get me out of here anywhere!
Where to?
Where it's peace and quiet! Get me out of here!
As you wish.
There are times when I'm heading home that I still expect to find him, waiting behind the doorway. And then I remember that he's here. My little Mr. T.
It's hard to believe that a year's gone by since he left us.
That boy.
That shouldn't surprise you. Life is cause and effect, and you were certainly no stranger to the cause.
That hasn't happened yet. That is not real.
The grief of those people is real.
You can't blame me for something I didn't know. Thatcher, tell her I didn't know you had a sick child. You never said a word.
We know there's going to be other partings among us. A marriage, long voyages, even death again. But when someone is remembered with love, their spirit never really dies. So instead of looking for someone to blame, let's make a promise to each other that no matter where we find ourselves in years to come, together or apart, we will always remember little Jonathan. You promise?
I assure you, if I had known, things could have been different. Perhaps the possibility exists that it could be different. Is that possible?
That's not for me to say. We better go now.
Wait. There is something about this place. Something that draws me right to it. The monument looks fairly new and yet neglected.
And no one visits that grave.
Not ever?
Not ever.
To lie in a grave, unloved and unremembered. It's as if the life was never lived.
And that is the only real death.
Who is the unfortunate person?
Take a look.
Tell me that this can change. I don't want to lie here in a grave, unremembered and unloved forever. Please tell me it could change. I'm willing to make a change.
It's time to go, Mr. Slade. You've seen the future.
I'm willing to make a change. I want it to happen differently.
You there, boys. What day is it? What the devil is so funny about that? Just answer the question.
Don't you know it's Christmas?
It's Christmas. It's Christmas. There's still time. There's still time.
It's Mr. Slade.
Slade?
Well, Merry Christmas to you, sir. What are you doing here?
I'm working, of course. What are you doing? You're taking the whole day off, regardless of all the work that has to be done?
But I'm not your employee anymore, sir.
Don't you tell me who you are. I know more about you than you could possibly dream. Now go out to the truck and get what I've got for you. Come on. Come on. You and I have a very important business discussion.
What business?
What's on the menu for today's dinner?
Chicken, carrots, vegetables.
How big's your chicken?
5 pounds. Why
5
do-
pounds. You call that a holiday chicken? Now you try this. Put this in the oven if it fits. If it doesn't, cook it twice. Thank you. These are called Christmas gifts, and to find out...
For us?
Is it all right if I finish first? Thank you. And to find out who they're for, you just look for the name on top of the box.
For Daddy.
Yes.
For Mommy. For Mommy and Daddy. For me. Thank you.
Nothing here for Jonathan. How could that be? Sorry. Oh. What's this? Could this possibly be? It's not very large. Not very heavy. I'd like to ride on a bus. You do? Here's a ticket on a bus to Boston. I'd like to ride on a train. Here's a ticket from Boston to Chicago. From Chicago to San Francisco, California. Oh. You like to travel on a ship? Big boat? You do? Here's a ticket for the SS Monterey from San Francisco, California to Sydney, Australia. And in Australia, there's a clinic run by a sister, Elizabeth Kenny, and I have a darn good feeling that she's going to make you feel very good. Of course, there'll be a nurse to go along with them. You just have to get used to an empty place at the table, that's all. When he gets back, the boy will be sitting here in this chair that doesn't need crutches anymore.
Mr. Slade, I don't know what...
Whoops. Yeah. Oh, all right. That's enough of that. It's enough. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, you have a lot of cooking to do. At least 4 hours for that bird. 4 hours. Which gives you plenty of time before dinner. Merry Christmas. Let's go get your coat. I assume you expect to be paid for these few extra hours of work, huh, Thatcher?
Oh, no, Mr. Slade.
You should expect to be paid. You must start thinking like an executive, Thatcher. Vice president in charge of new projects is nothing to sneeze at.
New projects?
Yes, I was thinking of opening up the granite quarry down at Pennacock Hills. Bring a few hundred jobs into this town. And that's just the beginning.
What's going on?
No, Mr. Reeves. It's what's coming off. A pot-bellied stove, a rocking chair, and a tabletop radio repossessed. By you. Grab something. Mr. Reeves. Mr. Reeves. Be very careful of that radio. It's acting very peculiar. Mrs. Reeves. Mrs. Reeves. A very Merry Christmas. Thatcher, miles to go. Tie up the truck. Now, don't be alarmed. There's a few bindings of burr ripped on top, but that's what they're in business for in the first place.
In business?
Yes, the Kendall Bookbinding Company of Cambridge. I spoke to Mr. Kendall himself. He's sending a man here on Monday. All books to be restored, good as new, guaranteed. Especially that book that your father gave you. Your grandfather. Never mind, I told him to take especially good care of that one, and I have something for you. A very Merry Christmas, Mr. Merriman.
Did you read that book, Mr. Slade?
Did I read that book? The Ghosts of Hell, the Spirit of Christmas Past, Present, and Future. Absolute, unadulterated. What was the word he used?
Humbug?
Mr. Thatcher, please.
sing now. Let's sing Deck the Halls. You know Deck the Halls? You know Deck the Halls? You know Deck the Halls? Okay, give us a note here.
It's a wonderful thing you've done. Just in time for our Christmas party.
Looks like it turned out that way. Thatcher, the other item on the truck, please.
Yes, sir.
And what do you intend to do on your holiday?
Oh, I'm not doing anything that special.
You're more than welcome to join us here.
That's a very nice invitation. Thank you. That boy over there, who is he?
That's Harry. Harry Barnes. We have a problem.
In what way?
Well, he's been in a number of foster homes. He always manages to have himself kicked out for some outrageous behavior.
Likes to get into fights. Uses his hands a lot.
That's right.
Likes to work with tools.
Yes, but always in a hostile way. How did you know that?
I understand that, boy.
Here we are, sir.
Good, good, good. Put them under the tree. Now, Jessup, do me a favor, will you? Tell that young lad I'd like to take him for a drive.
He's been acting lately. He doesn't
Just do this for me, please. Go on, tell him.
No. You won't go?
Of course. Or maybe I can persuade him. Now, you listen to me, my fine friend. You've been invited to go for a ride, and I'm bigger than you are. So here are your choices. You can either leave with me smiling, or I'll pull you out of here kicking and screaming, which will not make a good impression on your friends. Now you have 10 seconds to make a decision. Build this place. Get it humming again. It'll take craftsmen. I know a few, but they're getting on in years.